Annyeonghaseyo, Coach Mike here.
Hi, my name is Nir Eyal,
Dr. Tom O'Brien.
and I'm thrilled to
Answer some questions for you.
Thank you so much.
Annyeonghaseyo. Hello, I'm Inbal Arieli, author of Chutzpah, how we call it in Hebrew. Welcome to my home in Tel Aviv, Israel. I want to thank you for reading my book. And I want to send a special thank to the book club of Thinkubation for asking their readers to send me specific questions and thoughts they've had after reading Chutzpah. Here's a question. I can see people in Korea often experiencing mental anxiety disorders in the process of trying to push human limits. Some people suffer from panic disorder because they compare themselves to others. The spirit of chutzpah is based on an optimistic mind. But in the process of breaking through human limitations, I wonder why Israelis don't experience a lot of mental stress and pressure, or why there aren't major mental health issues in Israel. So thank you very much for this question. And the topic of mental health is actually one which is extremely important in Korea, in Israel, and everywhere in the world. And you are right. The mindset of chutzpah is dependent, in a way, on an optimistic view. What stands behind this optimistic view is the understanding that you, personally, individually, you are capable of making a change, and for the good. And this is actually what we see in Israelis. As you know, we do live in a very stressful environment here in Israel, have always lived, geopolitically, military, economically, and yet the positive spirit, or like the book says in its last chapter, the notion of Ihyeh Beseder, things will turn out okay, is very present here. But what does it actually mean? It means that I do not rely on others to make things better. It means that I do not wait for an external force to improve my situation. It means that I rely on myself, on my capabilities, and I trust myself. I have a strong belief that I can make a difference, that I can make a change, that I can improve my own situation. Now think of tech entrepreneurs, innovators. They must have an optimistic view because the chances are always against them. And if they were realistic or pessimistic, they would think that the chances are too low to succeed. They have to be equipped with this belief that the future will be okay, will be good, and they have the power to change it. Now, do we need to embrace this thinking in each and everything in our lives? I'm not sure. It's also about choosing what matters the most for you and really taking responsibility with yourself on improving your future, improving your work, improving your business, improving your chances to succeed, not necessarily improving your chances to be excellent at everything. I think that one of the things that Israelis understand is that in order to succeed, you do not necessarily have to be excellent in everything. For each and everything in your life, you need to find the right balance, the right way, the right resources to succeed. And along the way, also change how you think of your goals, how you think of what you want to achieve. And so optimism becomes this force, this tailwind that keeps pushing you ahead. But you also need your internal or inner compass to show you the direction of where you're going. And of course, if you're heading towards a positive goal, a positive idea, a positive concept, you would be even more motivated to overcome the challenges and the hard work and all the effort necessary to put in reaching that point. Another question I got is actually about the Israeli military, and it's a very good one. So let me read it to you. I've read that the entire Israeli troop is rotated between every 3 to 5 years. However, I think the saying, climb on the shoulder of a giant, is especially relevant in the military because the actual experiences of the seniors should be imitated. That being said, the Israeli military expertise is excellent despite its short turnover period. Could you explain in detail why this is? So thank you very much for this question. And you actually captured the tension that exists. So we have a very strong, one of the best military organizations in the world. And yet it's a huge organization based on a very short retention cycle. The reason is that we all joined the military at the age of 18, and we serve on average for 3 to 4 to 5 years max on average in the military. There's a very, very tiny amount of people at the top of the pyramid, and most of the professionals in the Israeli military are 19, 20, 21-year-old kids. And because of that, actually, there is no other choice. These 18, 19, 20-year-old kids that change every 3 years, they actually bring with them a lot of fresh mindset, a lot of creative energy, a lot of critical thinking into an organization that seems to be hierarchical, but actually is looking for them to influence it. Now, Israeli soldiers are expected from the very beginning of their military service to make decisions, to think, and to be capable of acting in real circumstances. And in real circumstances, we do not want them just to follow the orders of someone else. We want them to think. We want them to think, to understand well and precisely what they're supposed to do, and then to operate in the most optimal way. If you trust those young people that they are smart, and you're humble enough to know that no one, no big boss, no big commander, no one has the answers for everything, then it actually opens a completely new setting for those young military soldiers to bring their own motivation, their own capabilities into the military. One of the chapters of the book is interviewing my friend Nadav Zafrir, who was the former head of 8200, a very special unit in the Israeli intelligence in the military. And there's something he always says. He was the commander, the big commander. And he said, I know, and I always knew that I'm not the smartest person in the room. I always try to bring people who are smarter than I am. I always encourage them to tell me what they think, not to do what I think. I show the direction. I am directing them into what we need to achieve. I want them to come up with ideas on how to do it, when to do it, what are the resources needed, because each and every one of them has a mind, has creativity, has capabilities to contribute to a better result if we're all thinking of it together. And that is coming from the former head of 8200. And this is exactly what Israeli soldiers are expected to do. They are expected to think and make decisions for themselves so that we make sure that they understand the goals and what they're supposed to do. And we trust them that they will make the right decisions.